has been an action-packed week for the former Georgian president and ex-governor of Ukraine's Odessa region, Mikheil Saakashvili. It all started at around 7 a.m. on December the 5th, when law enforcement officers attempted to break into Saakashvili's Kyiv apartment and arrest him. Saakashvili's supporters quickly gathered outside his apartment block and clashes started to erupt between members of the crowd and law enforcement officers. Lawyer Markian Halabala told Hromadske that Saakashvili was detained for supporting a criminal organisation. In a dramatic attempt to evade arrest, Saakashvili, followed closely by security service agents, climbed onto the roof of his building and reportedly threatened to jump. Law enforcement eventually managed to detain him and carried him into a police van. However, before they could get anywhere, Saakashvili's supporters blocked the road, smashed the windows of the vehicle and freed their leader. Saakashvili, together with his supporters, marched to the parliament, calling for the impeachment of Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko.
I want to tell you, they did the dirtiest provocation in the style of the Russian security service. They made a mistake. Ukraine is not Russia. Poroshenko will never turn into Putin because the Ukrainian people are great and freedom-loving.
At 5 p.m, the General Prosecutor's Office stated that they had put Saakashvili on the wanted list and asked the police to detain him. In a press briefing, Ukrainian Prosecutor General Yuriy Lutsenko also announced that the official reason behind his arrest was that fugitive oligarch Serhiy Kurchenko, a close ally of ousted former President Viktor Yanukovych, had financed Saakashvili. Lutsenko claims that Saakashvili took $500,000 from the pro-Russian businessman who is now hiding in Russia. The Prosecutor General's office also released an audio recording of an alleged phone conversation between Kurchenko and Saakashvili, during which the two men discussed cooperation. The General Prosecutor's Office also shared this video, in which a person resembling Saakashvili ally Savarion Dangadze allegedly receives the money and talks about Kurchenko.
Mikheil Saakashvili and his close allies used the funds to finance the protest actions which they organized in order to seize state power in Ukraine and to assist members of Yanukovych's criminal group in order to terminate the criminal actions against them and to bring back control over their assets which they acquired in Ukraine before through criminal activity.
Saakashvili vehemently denies all accusations. He wrote on his Facebook page that he barely knows who Kurchenko is.
Mikheil, have you heard what Lutsenko has said?
I have doubts about what Lutsenko said. They are all deceitful creatures.
They showed an audio where you allegedly talk with your confidant Kurchenko. How do you comment on that?
It's absolutely fake.
3 days later, on December the 8th, Ukrainian security service agents detained Saakashvili once again. This time they were successful. They took him to the security service headquarters in Kyiv and placed him in pre-trial detention.
I haven't spoken to him in 2 days because he has been ill, and I know this information which the law enforcement agencies actually gave, that they have detained him, and I found it about and came here. Honestly, these accusations that the Prosecutor General made is amusing to me, just as someone you know him very well, and to put it in bluntly, our whole connection to Kurchenko, is amusing. We already see that it's happening with NABU, what's happening with Anti-Corruption Committee, we all see it. Honestly, it hurts me a lot.
According to his lawyer, Ruslan Chernolutsky, Saakashvili has declared a hunger strike, which he plans to continue if the authorities extend his arrest for up to 60 days. Protesters have gathered outside the facility in support of Saakashvili, brandishing slogans such as "Shame" and "Kyiv, wake up." In the morning of Saturday, December the 9th, another one of Saakashvili's lawyers reported that his trial could take place on Monday the 11th of December.